And they will. They'll hold this one, it looks like. I don't know that you want to kick it off one more time, but it looks like they're going to. Good high kick. Going to bounce around at the 10 where it is taken. 2 and 1 on the clock, and that'll wrap things up. And the Trojans will hang on and win this one, or will jump out and win this one 54-0. Hang on. Who am I talking to? Nick Magnano going to join us down on the field here momentarily with a victorious Coach Bachman. Seemed like we talked to him just about 30 minutes ago, and Nick scampering down the field. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back for the wrap-up with Coach Bachman here on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
We are back down on the field with Nick Magnano. And Nick, did you jump the fence to get out there?
I did. The homecoming crowd is so excited about the team coming out that I had to do it my way. I had to go. It only took 2 tries. Had a gentleman there that was making sure I didn't fall.
And you were right beside the gate, though. Why didn't you just go through the gate?
Because that gate was locked, sir.
I got you.
Look,
we'll get down on the field with Nick Magnano and head coach Thomas Bachman. Coach, take it away.
Yeah, we're going to, Coach, just 2 questions here before you address your team. What do you think about the game in general, just the whole game?
It is what it is, you know. Tip your hat to those kids. A lot of them playing both ways. Try and tip your hat to them, and glad to have this one behind us and ready to get into district play.
Yes, sir. And then also just your JV team, you know, getting the touchdown at the end.
Yeah, you're happy for kids. Jacob is a senior that's busted his tail, never done anything but everything that you ask him. So to have that moment, be able to get him in the end zone is, you know, hopefully something he'll remember for a long time. And so I'm super proud for him.
Excellent. Go address your team. We'll see you in a little bit.
There you have it, Nick. Good job down on the field. And you knew that he was going to want to get down there and talk to his team. Dominating performance by the Trojans tonight. They win this one 54-0. Nick, the atmosphere down there is one of control. I don't see a lot of excitement out of there, but it was just business as usual for the Trojans as they moved to 3-2.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what it was. You know, just getting through the second half with no injuries, trying to work on a few things for the younger guys. And like now I think they're playing alma mater here. So, and all the support squads, you know, the booster cheer, palm, you know, are all out here. So yeah, they're just really enjoying this. Now they get to go dance tomorrow, Doug, like we talked about in our keys to the. Now they get to dance.
There you go. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Join us in just a few minutes for the Thomas Bachman Ash Trojan wrap-up show. We'll do all of that in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. But for the game, Trojans win it 54-0. Happy homecoming to the Trojans. God bless you all and good night. We are here for our first ever edition of the after game, or I don't know what we're going to call it out here, but we're going to call it. I am Doug Gann. Be joined momentarily by Coach Thomas Bachman, and we'll be able to spend a few minutes talking about the way the game went and things that we saw making their way back up here. You see the beautiful setup behind us, and we'll get Coach Bachman on the headset on this side of us.
Is this my good side?
This is your good side. Uh-oh. All right, so this is our first ever post-game show. You may have to back up because the problem is getting my short self.
I don't want to mess anything up. That's the problem for me.
And my tall self on there. But, Coach, welcome up after a victory.
Yeah.
You see, you hang on. You hit the – you got
I'm
to
doing
stand up
it.
a second.
I'm doing it.
You got the crickets going, and I don't know how. It'll go
Well,
in,
this will be
in
the last
4-3
time Coach Bachman comes up, huh?
in 4-3 and 2. Hang on. All right. Much
All right.
better. Now
Sorry,
we
I'm
got
gonna
him. I
stand.
just can't hear him anymore.
I just feel like that camera's right in my face, and it makes me a little nervous.
Look,
No, I'm just playing.
I got you. Coach, great win out there. You wrapped up your district or your non-district 3-2. We talked last night on the show, and you wanted to come out and start fast, and you did that tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can't play too many of these, and credit to their kids playing both ways, playing a lot of reps, and you just don't want to play a lot of these, and something we got to look at as we move forward, and just where we are, and how we continue to improve from week to week. But yeah, proud of the kids. I guess the biggest thing I walk away with tonight is Jacob Ray got him a touchdown, and you're talking about a program kid, and one of my favorite kids. Doesn't say a whole lot. He's at every workout. He's at every practice. He does everything you ask. You can tell that he's paying attention, and that is one of the most rewarding things for me is that in a game, when it goes like it went tonight, it's like, all right, and it can make you look sloppy sometimes where you're calling plays just, you're not necessarily trying to execute. You're trying to reward kids.
Right.
I don't know if that's the right way. It's the way we've always done it where you're trying to reward your kids that have been very loyal and worked their butt off in the program. And, man, this is an opportunity to get them to where they get their moment under the lights.
And that makes a big difference, Coach, because we talked about it again on the show last night. We've talked about it. This has become a pretty good community thing out here.
It's pretty cool to look up, and take it in. The stands were absolutely packed tonight. And, as you and I have talked about, man, I'm telling you, we want to stay hard at work to deliver a winner, like a real winner, not a win some ball games, but where people take pride in the way that our kids play. It's not necessarily that we're going to walk off the field every single Friday night for years and years and years and win every one. But, by God, they know our kids are going to compete, and we're going to be in the fight when we put the ball down out there on that football field, and just want the community to be able to have some pride in that. It's always been my dream, and we want to win some championships. Don't mind saying that I think there's championship potential here. Got to continue to press forward, and I'm really looking forward to this district run that we're fixing to be in, because it's going to be, fist fight after fist fight against some of the best competition that's out there, against some of the best staffs that's out there. And I think as a competitor, I know that we're ready to get to work. I can't wait to get in here tomorrow morning and begin to scratch and claw. And
so that 48-hour rule is out the window. You guys will be at
I
work
think
in the
we're
morning.
looking forward to, there's a bunch, that you're trying to process right now with homecoming tomorrow night.
Right.
Told the kids really at halftime, started to talk to them about, behave, treat your date with respect,
Right.
do the right things, but also enjoy it. You've earned the right to enjoy it. But, the difference is going to be in how you choose to prepare every single day. You give yourself an opportunity, to compete against these elite programs when you prepare. So, that is what motivates me. That is what gets me going is the stuff that goes on behind the scenes and what you pour into it, because then it means so much more when you get in the moment. And certainly going to be one of those weeks and one of those district runs, and the margin for error is not huge.
Right.
I mean, you're going to have to play extremely well, and you're going to have to make some plays. And
somebody that was making plays early on, and we saw it in warm-ups.
I know you want to talk
no,
about tonight.
you're fine. No, that's all right. It's your show. I mean, we'll do this.
No.
So we watched Ty warm up, and he was throwing that 20, 30-yard little out on the money every single time in warm-ups, and he connects for a touchdown with it tonight. What have you seen in the progress from Ty Feaster from Acadiana scrimmage to Jamboree and first game Carencro to tonight?
Well, he just gets more and more comfortable. The terminology's all new, and things that are being introduced, and it's just coming at him a million miles an hour, and he's processing a lot of information, getting on the same page with his receivers and getting a feel, and just every day that goes by, and he's a worker. I noticed that from the first time that he showed up. You just sit back and watch, and
Right.
how's he going to do when he struggles in this, or how's you going to do when he really, meets adversity when we're running 400s and he's out there on a track, or the 300 hurdles, or all right, we got a set of whatever in the weight room, and
and he's got to get
rep
get it.
6,
That's
7,
right.
8. You begin to struggle, and watching kids in those moments, one of two things happen: they find their comfort zone, or they run head first into that discomfort, and they battle and they compete through it. And I think that shows the competitor that you're going to be between the white lines when you run in face first into that, and you don't seek the comfort, and I'm a little bit I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm going to rack the weight, or I'm going to begin to jog on the back stretch, or
Right.
whatever. I've never seen him not compete, and when you take that approach, you're going to continue to improve.
Hang on, Nick. Coach said, on your speaker
One
again.
thing we were talking about is, the combination between the pass game and the run game, and
Brendan Dubrock.
Don't know how that happened, but we're gonna decline that phone call. That's what happens
Popular
when
man.
That's what happens when we Bluetooth everything. Y'all continue. Don't mind me.
That was the thing, getting Feaster and the receivers back on track tonight, because you're going to have balance in going into district.
Yeah, no doubt. The ability to do both and keep people honest, and really just take advantage of what people are presenting to you, and that's certainly the thing. I mean, there's going to be opportunities to hit explosive plays and big plays, and when you dial them up, you need the more times you connect, the more times you can hopefully make people play you honest. And I do think we have some explosiveness out there. EJ and Jalen. I mean, we're going to Jalen. I know he's dropped some balls, talk about, but he's continued to show up. He's continued to compete. You've watched him for years. We know the potential that he has, and I've been very proud of the way that he's shown up and work. And there's a lot of football left to be played, and those are some of the conversations that we've had. But I've been encouraged more so than maybe the success by how we've responded to some adversity. Obviously, Darius is playing extremely well.
Yes.
Don't discount that. He's just a little football player. He just has a knack for whatever it is. He has it, and there's a lot of guys that you're trying to figure out ways to get them involved. But also, I think a commitment to running the football makes you better as a program on both sides of the football. And we've really tried to get back to, when we felt like we were building it there in those
those 2000,
years, those 17, 18, 19, and so that goes back to last week. Just a commitment to it, but we need them all to be involved here as we get into this district play.
Well, guys that got involved tonight, I mean, you hear the Jeremiah Jeffers right, and you hear the Aiden Walkers. Tonight, Tristan Layfield was everywhere.
Yeah.
Jay Frazier had the big one that goes 95 yards on the pick six. But tell me about Tristan Layfield. He was everywhere tonight.
Really, when he, I guess he it was on our sideline, had that big hit in the backfield, and to watch your teammates respond when you make a big play will tell you, kind of the, what's thought of you, and to see the excitement. I'm talking about genuine excitement and the love that his teammates had for the play that he made shows you the type of kid that Tristan is. So obviously, very proud of him, and excited for him because he has worked his butt off. And as I've said, I think every week now, and I'm going to continue to say it, those are the things that are as rewarding for me as any win we've ever had, is the when kids grit their teeth and go to work for extended periods of time through the off season, man, and they're just battling, trying to get into the mix, and they're full of character, and when they have their moments and it pays off for them,
right.
Boy, there's nothing more rewarding, and I hope it whets their appetite for what they're going to try and do in life. Take the game of football and apply it. Football's coming to an end, for some of them sooner than others, but that work ethic and for it to pay off, man, it's going to do that for you in so many avenues of life. And so Tristan's certainly one of those kids, and yeah. I don't know if that answers that question.
It absolutely, it does.
Your heart is full because, try and tell the kids how much, try and tell them I love them as much as I can, but
right.
it's not those are, you mean it,
That's
your
right.
heart is really, really full, and we're going to be back just busting their tail Monday morning and doing all that stuff.
Tempo
But it's
Tuesdays around the corner.
also because you love them. And,
Right.
And so Tristan is one of those kids that I'm, you're proud for all of them, but I'm really proud for him because, I can just visualize the offseason, how hard he worked. And so hopefully there's more moments to come.
Yeah.
And Jalen Kirk coming back. Of course, we saw last night he ran to get his uniform. He wanted to be in uniform, so we figured he was back to health. But, I mean, he didn't skip a beat being
No,
being
it's
out
great
last
to
week.
have him back. He had some started cramping after last Tuesday.
Right.
It makes you a little bit nervous, just when they start like really, really cramping. And, so he goes and gets checked. And, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
And, when you're, I don't necessarily understand all of it, but, he was held last week by the doctors. And, it's great to have him back out, senior, and all that he brings to the table.
Well, you saw that in his eyes last night and in his talk last night, and he was excited knowing that he would be out here tonight.
Yep.
What I liked about him last night in the interview when I went back and listened to it is he was talking like he was in that game.
Yep.
Because now we saw him on the sideline and he was focused. But that just goes to show the teammate he is and the team, and it says a lot. And we were talking earlier in the broadcast about the young people that we had, that we've interviewed. Doug interviewed last night, and then the players we've had. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of respectful kids. You don't hear about the respectful ones. You hear about the disrespectful ones in society, but you've got some great
everybody
kids.
wants to shine a spotlight on I guess that gets more eyeballs.
Sure.
Sensationalism sells more, and that's
no, we've got a bunch of great kids. This is an incredible community, and we want to do everything we can, to continue to make it proud with, not only things that we do when we're out there between those white lines, but the way that they live their lives, And I tell them all the time, you're going to make mistakes, We ain't going to throw you away when you do. Be remorseful. I mean, I hope nobody's expecting perfection because
we're all in trouble.
I mean, that's the thing. But no, we've got great kids, and it was fun tonight. I mean, I've been here a little while now. This really is home, and to see, Ciante was here on the sideline, and he's
that's right.
His little brother
Jay's
picks
older
it
brother
off and runs it back, and
we're gonna try to get him on the show, Doug.
and Ryan, and I'm trying to think. Dalen was down there. Just all the the boys. I just ran into XT from 2015, my first year there, and boy, you talk about it. We were talking about it, boy, he's a football player.
Right.
So I just it's great. Night like homecoming, all those people come back home, and the relationships are what make this thing worth it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time up here. We wanted to do a post-game style show and get you involved in it. So
we need to play some more home games so we can do it some more. Right?
Ain't no kidding. Look, we'll do it from Ruston after that win next week. We'll do that.
Looking forward to preparing. There's not many people that I have more respect for than Coach Ball and the job that he's done and how hard he's worked to get that thing to where it is, and it's been. And so these are the people you enjoy competing against because your respect level is just so, high for them.
Nick's not been around the last few years of Ruston games that we've seen. And let me tell you, I don't care what happens on there. It's going to come down to the last seconds of that game, and you're going to have the most exciting game of your season next week.
So
and that would until we get to the Dome. In a few more weeks, but
we're going to keep scratching and calling and working, and
he hates it when I talk about.
Let's go see what we're capable of. Let's go see what our best is.
That's right. Well, we're excited about it, Coach. Thank you for taking time to come up here and visiting with us. We'll let you get down to your team, and we'll see you next week.
The man.
Yes, sir. Join us Sunday night, live internet only, on Coach Speak. You'll want to join that. We'll recap some things, and then next Sunday next Thursday we'll be back out at Walk-Ons where we were here this week. We'll be back on site in Walk-Ons. I expect pretty good crowd to make their way out for that one. That's going to wrap up the post-game show with Coach Thomas Bachman. 54-0 Trojans win this when they were up 48-0. Announcer jinx is true. We said it was going to be the second time they were 49-0 at halftime, and that led to a missed extra point. So, Nick, you're off the hook on that one.
Good, thanks. Appreciate that.
right? I don't know that a young man still recorded an out. He's still looking forward to his his junior season.
I'm just glad I didn't say what I really wanted to say.
I understand. You cleaned it up right away. That's going to wrap things up. Roger's already made his way down here. He ran the camera for us most of the night. My brother-in-law, Brett Stall's, be pushing the buttons. I don't think Brett's made a trip with us before to Ruston up there a couple of years ago. When they were in the playoffs. That's right. And that game was went for 2, and we all know how that ended. But I remember games with Baby D catching that one right at the end. Ruston, all they had to do was take a knee and run the clock out to go for it. Fumble happens, and next thing you know, Darryl Moore, Baby D, is taking it to the house and winning one. So it's been a battle. This District 2 5A, Nick, is a little different than anything that you've been around. The Karen Crow stuff was interesting. The St. Thomas More, that was a lot of fun. EA was great. But we've got the likes of Ruston and West Monroe and Ouachita and Pineville. And don't ever sleep on Pineville. They win big 48-0 tonight as well. But that's going to be a big one. And then West Ouachita, anything can happen in District 2 5A. So buckle up for this one.
I think tradition. I mean, when you just mentioned those schools, I think football tradition from way back in the 80s all the way up till now.
Indeed, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, on the schedule for next week, tomorrow or Sunday night, catch us for Coach Speak. That goes off at 5 p.m. live on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, and on Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube tonight, we invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you'll keep up to date with anything that we do. That's Coach Speak. We'll get teams in from Buckeye, Pineville, Tioga, Menard, and, of course, our Ash team will be in there. Then Thursday night, we will have the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons. Catch me whether you want to or not on Wednesday night as I'll fill in for Tom Boucher and I'll do the Eagles Nest Show out at Wildwood Pizza. That is Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So there's a lot of football. I encourage you to go and hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and you'll keep up to date with everything we do. For Roger, for Brett, for my man Nick Magnano who's in the booth, Coach Thomas Bachman, and all of the Ash Trojan family, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created